Hello YouTube, B3 here back with another kicking action figure review. Yes, today's review is over the Anchorage Attack Gypsy Danger from NECA's Pacific Rim line. Yes, this is the fourth Gypsy Danger figure we've gotten. Number 4, we got the first release Gypsy Danger, and then we got Battle Damage Gypsy Danger, Anchorage Attack Gypsy Danger, which is this one, and Hong Kong Brawl Gypsy Danger. This was actually out of order. Hong Kong Brawl came before this one. Actually in the wave right before this one. And then next, I think we're getting another Gypsy Danger, which has like a beam that shoots out of his chest. So, you know, I'm probably still going to pick it up. But, man. I mean, come on. Just a Gypsy Danger every single wave. This is starting to turn into the freaking Predator line with like 100 jungle predators. I mean, whatever. At least all the Gypsies are kind of different. You know, the only one I don't have is first release right now, but I see it everywhere now. It's like at Walmart and Toys R Us and stuff. It like popped back up for some reason. So maybe I'll pick it up. You know, if it's convenient and if they're on sale or something, I'll pick one up. But I don't really need one. And it'll probably stay in package if I get it, because I won't need to open it. But I do have this Gypsy, and he's really cool. He actually feels really unique compared to my other two Gypsies, because my other two Gypsy Dangers are full body, you know, they're totally fine. But this guy is just torn up. This is how he appeared after the Knifehead Kaiju fight at the beginning of the movie. And Knifehead just tore him up. So now I have the Battle Damage Knifehead Kaiju, and I have this Battle Damage Gypsy. So they'll go great together in display, actually. Really, really happy about that. But, you know, he's cool and all, but just Gypsy Danger after Gypsy Danger, and paying up to like maybe a little over 30 for these, because I normally have to get them off Amazon, and then they're shipping and stuff, and they're normally like at least 25 a piece. But I got this guy from Toys R Us, 20 bucks. You know, not a big deal. He's really neat. I'm going to show you a little bit about this guy. First off, articulation. You know, the head can look up some, down some. You know, twist to the side a little bit, but not much, which is alright. You know, you get that same shoulder pad articulation that Hong Kong Brawl had. But, you know, whatever. It just kind of helps it sit better when you move the arm forward and back. And a little bit of in and out also. Then you got a swivel at the top here, bend, and there's a ball. It's a ball joint right there, so if you hold this joint still, you can move it around like that, but you really don't need to because you have that swivel. The ball joint's mostly for the interchangeable parts, which I'll show soon enough, and you know, whatever. And then he has this torso joint, which is, mine is stuck. Mine is just, it's like really hard to move, and I'm really afraid to move it actually, but my legs are kind of cocked anyways. So everything actually just ends up lining up because it's all wrong. Like, my legs stick out the wrong way. See, if I like turn them, they bow in. So it's like, you know, what's going on here? But, whatever. So there's a joint there also. It's just really hard to move. And I wasn't very surprised by this, but it is a little weird. Nub joint. Yeah, forward and back on the nub. And, you know, in and out also, actually. It actually has a better in and out than this does because it doesn't have that shoulder pad, so it can actually come out a good bit. But you don't actually need to... Okay, now I can't get this moved back. Well, that was... Okay, there we go. Nub formation. So yeah, there's the nub. And then the legs are just like the last one. You got kind of forward and back on them, but the legs on Gypsy Danger make me nervous. For real, like I feel like I'm gonna break them every time. There's a swivel there. Ow, I pinched me. Ow! Okay, watch these little blade things that stick out here because it just pinched the crap out of me. But yeah, double knee bend right there, which is neat enough, I guess. Dang. And then up and down on the toes, and also movement there in the feet. So yeah, you know, basic enough articulation, which is fine, but the arm actually does pop off here, and I will show you that right now. And here's Gipsy with his option part. It is just a regular forearm with a regular fist hand. The fist actually comes detached from the forearm. And if you want to try to get him in the falling pose, like when he falls in the movie, he falls on the beach, you can actually take the hands from the Anchorage attack. This is Anchorage attack. God damn it. This is going to be so hard. This is going to be so hard to remember. This is Hong Kong Brawl. Okay. You can take the hands, like this hand from the Hong Kong Brawl, and put it on this body, but they are kind of different colors. This is a lighter color, like a much newer, cleaner color, as you can see. And this guy's a much darker, battle damage, dirty color. And they actually did follow through, because as you can see, the paint apps on this arm are very dirty. It looks like he has been fighting with it, and etc. So it matches his body, and it's not just, you know, old parts or something. But I feel like I almost broke this hand trying to put it in there. Like it didn't want to go in at all, and I almost twisted the joint, like the bottom ball joint part off of the hand. But yeah, when you add this, it does have ball articulation. And this was actually really hard for me to pop on, to be totally honest. It didn't want to go on. But another thing that I thought would be worth mentioning, he has the slot for the blade in here. So if you wanted to use the chain swords from your other Gypsies, probably the one that'll fit best is Hong Kong Brawl, because I don't know if battle damage blades will fit. Plus they're also more fragile. But you know, you fit Hong Kong Brawl's blade in there, and he can be displayed with that if you don't want to put it on your Hong Kong. Because I know my Hong Kong Brawl is holding a shift, because that's like the coolest accessory to come with a Pacific Rim figure so far. But yeah, you know, so you have the choice to have his arm on if you want, but I kind of want my Gypsies to be as unique as possible. So he's definitely going to have his, you know, plasma cannon arm on from here on out. And now for detail and paint on this guy. This is actually the highlight of this figure, because they finally made a Gypsy Danger that's really unique from the other Gypsies and worth getting. And the paint apps on him are really fantastic. It's like, I feel like this orange is like supposed to resemble melted metal, and I actually think it's a really cool effect. You can see he got the orange in his head, and in the black part where his brother just got like ripped out. I think that's was in the head. And then you got where Knifehead just stabbed him through right here. Lots of orange melted metal there, really good. Nicely painted reactor core, very nice. You know, you got tiny little paint apps all over the place, and a nice little shine in here actually, which looks very good. I love the orange at the end of his little nubs. Very nice actually. He's got a nice gold visor thing going on up here. There's his third FO. And the detail and paint on this arm is actually really fantastic. It's back here and everything. Just really nice gunmetal look. It's not as clean right here on the blaster tip, but it still looks pretty good. I really like it. It looks nice. Just very nice paint all the way down. You got lots of scratches and scrapes all over the place, as you can see. Just all over, and it's even, you know, painted in the joints and everything. So that's really what saves this figure. Not that it was a bad figure to begin with, it was just a little And lots of figures and stuff, like lots of my battle damaged figures aren't battle damaged on the back of the figure. Like they might be painted up dirty or something, but they're like, they're only on display facing forward. We don't need to put battle damage everywhere. Painted on the bottom of the feet, by the way. There's paint detail, peg holes. But N.E.C.A was like, hey, let's put battle damage here and up here on Gipsy, you know. Put stuff on his back, actual battle damage on his back. So, plus you can see even the nubs in the back were painted. But I really love all the fine little details down here, and like the pistons on his legs and stuff are very nice. But yeah, you know, he's just got a lot of great detail and paint. Really, really great. I mean, what he kind of lacks in articulation, he makes up for with that. And also, sizing. Now here's Anchorage Attack Gypsy Danger with some other, you know, kind of cool Pacific Rim figures. Here on the left you have the Pacific Rim Scunner Kaiju, and here on the right the Pacific Rim Romeo Blue Jaeger, which came out alongside Anchorage Attack here. And they're all really cool. Scunner's nice and big, nice cool Scunner. I believe the next Gypsy Danger is actually supposed to have the battle damage that he gets during the underwater fight at the end of the movie, which is where he fought Scunner here. So they'll probably go well together if that Gypsy turns out good. And then, which it will, you know, probably. And here on the right we have the Romeo Blue Jaeger that I already mentioned. But, you know, Romeo's a little a little small, but I'm just gonna write that off, you know, as this Jaeger being small. Because technically Ronin's kind of small too, and I'm guessing Romeo Blue is an older Jaeger. I don't know. I didn't Wikipedia Romeo Blue. I didn't really see the point. Because, you know, they'll probably explain this Jaeger in the comic books or whatever. Might even have been in the graphic novel. I'll have to reread my graphic novel because I haven't read it since it came out. I'll have to reread it. But you know, they're getting a comic book series, 2 other movies, and an animated series from what I hear. So I'm sure I'll figure something out about Romeo Blue from that. But, you know, I think they look fine. NECA usually does a pretty great job scale-wise, but they lack in quality control. They do really great with scaling. They actually are a pretty good scale. So I'm just guessing they scale well together. I mean, I'm going to get lots of hate in the comments because I didn't, you know, memorize the exact heights of everybody, which everyone always gets mad at me about. But as long as they look cool together, who gives a fudge? Now here's Gipsy with the King of the Kaiju, Godzilla. Everyone knows, King of the Monsters. Here on the left we have the 1985 NECA Godzilla. And here on the right, the 2014 Bandai Creations Godzilla. So 2 American Godzilla figures. Neither of which scale well with Gipsy, because I would want Godzilla to be bigger than Gipsy Danger personally. But these 2 are in the 6-inch scale, and Gipsy is in the 7-inch, which is not going to work. So if you want a really cool Godzilla, I would recommend using 8-inch scale, which just happens to be what my Banpresto 2003 Godzilla is in. I also have a theater exclusive GMK Godzilla. You know, I have a Gigan in this scale, like a bootleg Godzilla in this scale. A few things in this scale, but you know, I just think this Godzilla looks best with Pacific Rim, honestly. And there's also a NECA 2014 Godzilla that's 24-inch head to tail, which is really just, you know, a foot tall, just 12 inches. And I hear it works really great with Pacific Rim figures, and that's what most people prefer to have with their Pacific Rim, because, you know, Monster Arts are going to be as big as the NECA one, or this 2014. So, you know, it's whatever. But, so that, you know, 8-inch scale I think looks just fine, though, to be totally honest with you. Now here's Gipsy Danger with some imported kaiju from other franchises. Here on the left we have the Bandai Showa Gamera, and here on the right the Bandai EX Gomera. So yeah, a Gamera figure and an Ultraman figure. And Gipsy's still way too tall for them. It's not going to work out at all. I mean, these guys, these are some great figures in their own right. I mean, Gamera is really fantastic. And this Gomera is one of my favorite kaiju figures. But, you know, it's like, they're just so small. You really need 7-8-inch figures. You really do for this Gipsy. Really makes me sad, actually. And my other stuff doesn't scale, but it's whatever. It's just whatever. So yeah, that's how those are going to scale up. And, you know, Gomera here might not scale up perfect, but I actually kind of like my Ultramen, like from the Ultra Hero series and Ultra Act. Not the Ultra 500 series though, because they're too small. But I like my Ultramen with these guys, because the robots being bigger than the Ultramen, in my opinion, is fine. But Ultramen being the same size as the Jaegers would be cool too. But yeah, you know, it's just what I think scaling wise. So like your Monster Arts and stuff aren't really going to scale, but you know, other 8-inch Bandai figures or Banpresto and other Pacific Rim figures, which is what, you know, needs to scale with him, scale. So it all works out in the end, I think. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Anchorage Attack Gipsy Danger from the NECA Pacific Rim line? Well, he's a really cool Jaeger figure. I really like him. I really do. He is very, very dope. Mark III, by the way, I meant to say. But, he's not one of my favorite Pacific Rim figures. I'm not saying he's not good. It's just my favorite Gipsy Danger is the Hong Kong Brawl. Because, you know, it's full-body Gipsy, good articulation. You know, mine seems to be pretty durable. So, that's good. And it comes with his ship that he swings, you know, like a baseball bat. But this guy is, you know, still really unique looking because he's really heavily battle damaged. You know, go great with your battle damage knife head. But I feel like my legs and stuff are a little weird on mine. Right up on the hips.
because the knees are fine, but on the hips they feel real weird, and I have a hard time getting my not waist joint, kind of like ab joint, my torso joint to move. And I know the other, my option part arm was a little hard to pop on and off, but this other arm was fine, so I think it's just because the other arm was so new and hadn't been articulated any, but this one's been articulated some, so it's fine. And it's got great paint apps, fantastic detail and stuff, scales well, so I can't give this guy a bad score. Not that I don't even want to give this guy a bad score, but I'm gonna give him 4 out of 5 stars. And to be totally honest, lots of people are probably gonna think he doesn't deserve that score, but my personal figure, he's got a few things, and the hips and stuff, that might just be me. That might be just my figure. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. Because, I can move the torso on my Hong Kong Brawl Gipsy better than I can move this one. Because I can't move this one at all on my Anchorage attack. But my Hong Kong one can move a tiny bit, but not as much as I feel like it's supposed to. It's weird. It's really weird. These Gypsies... They're making a lot of them, so they're gonna keep improving, I think. But yeah, 4 out of 5 with this guy, just because the detail's so solid and he scales so well and stuff. He's really nice to have in the collection, and you do get option parts. And I'm glad they made the hand removable too, so you can just use other Gypsy hands, and they give you the option to use the blade, so that's cool too. But yeah, that's it, you guys. 4 out of 5 stars. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter. We'll follow you back on Twitter when we can. But just thank you so much for your support. We really couldn't do this without you guys. So, thank you very much. That is all for now, and I will see you all later.